Hey guys, welcome back to Film Feud. I'm Angel Ramirez,
Marcus Nartatez.
and we're here to review the latest film adaptation of a video game movie directed by Duncan Jones, Warcraft. We just saw this movie last night, so we're still pretty raw. We're gonna talk about just our positives, our negatives, and then what we thought of the movie overall. So let's just start with the positives.
Maybe some spoilers, just
Of course, always spoilers.
Some positives.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I kind of want to say first, both Angel and I have not played the game Warcraft.
Correct.
I played it when I was young, but not when it was World of Warcraft. I guess there's a difference.
Yeah.
So coming from somebody that have never played it.
Yeah. It's hard to get into. It's a tough chew.
I walked out last night kind of not knowing. I know I didn't love it. I know I didn't like it, but I also knew I didn't hate it. But I've been trying for the past 12 hours since we saw each other.
Yeah.
To figure out what I liked about it, and there's not much.
Yeah, I mean, and doesn't that? I feel like it kind of makes it a bad movie. Like, at least movies can make you feel something, but this movie doesn't really make you feel anything.
I was entertained.
Yeah, it was not the worst way to spend 2 hours, but
I would love to. And if you played the game and you've seen the movie, please let us know your thoughts, because we tried to find someone that have a special guest today.
Yeah.
That someone that played the game. We couldn't find anybody. Because Angel's literally my only friend up here.
Same.
But I think it was something like I kind of was thinking how I felt when I saw what's that movie I was talking about yesterday? Mortal Kombat for the first time was that in the 90s?
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, and I was hyped about it. And I watch it now, and I'm just like, wow, that was a horrible film. But I was hyped because I got to see all these characters that I kind of grew up with come to life, and the magic and the get over here. And I imagine that's the same for a lot of the people that are going to like this movie, is seeing the orcs and hearing the orcs and seeing the fell, the magic and everything that goes into it. That stuff's cool to fans and things like that. But for someone that just went to go watch the movie, there was no shining light, and there was probably a lot of bad parts.
Yeah, I think the bad outweighs the good in this.
Oh
movie.
no, that 100%.
I think just some of the positives that I felt were I like the way that they used magic. I think it was a cool way to see magic, because even in Harry Potter, the way you see magic, you can tell it's strong, but besides the Expecto Patronum spell, you don't really see the power of magic. But this one made a big deal. If you know magic, you're strong as hell.
Yeah, but I feel like they could have done more with magic. I feel like that was they focused a lot on the human aspect of it, the human side, and I think that was the weakest side. I thought what the org was going through. What was his name?
Durotan.
Durotan. I thought he was a much more interesting story than the main character, Lothar. Lothar. Sorry, the names, those type of movies, the names I cannot remember, so I'll be looking at the screen a lot because I can barely remember normal names.
Yeah, I mean, and this is going to carry over into the bad, what I thought was a negative for this movie. I think a lot of these roles were miscast. I love Dominic Cooper. He was great on Agent Carter and First Avenger, and Preacher's looking good so far.
Ben Foster's,
but
I like him in some things.
But he did not bring that regalness to a king. He's supposed to be the king, and I didn't really see that. I think all the three main human leads, Travis Fimmel, Ben Foster, and Dominic Cooper, they're supposed to. In the movie, it makes you seem like they have this history that spreads back years. They've been fighting together.
I think they were cast just for their looks.
Yeah,
and not look like what they're supposed to look like, but looks as in, oh, he's a good-looking guy.
No, exactly, and that's why it doesn't fit. Travis Fimmel Lothar is supposed to have this son who doesn't look like he is old enough to have that kid. He's 36 and he's having a kid that's 21. Like it's.
I gave a pass to that because I think lifespans were shorter back then. I think they had kids a lot younger, perhaps, especially when you're royalty or position of power, and in wartime maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to be devil's advocate.
This movie that you don't like. I don't know. But I felt some of the good acting was Toby Kebbell was really good in it as Duratan. He's proven himself to be a really good motion capture actor, just like Andy Serkis. Because when he was Koba, he was great as well. So I think he's kind of found his niche there.
Koba in
Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. A series I have not seen.
Yeah.
He yelled at me yesterday.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
We'll get him up to speed. But I liked all of the orcs. Clancy Brown was the perfect casting for Black Hand. Just that voice, you know what I mean? It just he's always good.
All the good acting went to the orcs.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was, I don't know, it was not a good movie, guys.
Yeah,
it's not. We can't.
And really... then the dialogue was a little off. I don't know if it's just me nitpicking, but. The part that probably annoyed me the most was when
Lothar's son.
Lothar's son. What was his name? Whatever his name. Lothar's son.
Yeah.
Called him dad, and correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't hear dad used in these type of movies a lot. I feel like dad is a newer term. Usually it's father and things like that. And it was like father. It was weird. It was small things like that just ruined the film for me.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be successful? I think there's enough Warcraft fans to drive this film.
Yeah.
But is it good enough to make another one, which is kind of an issue we had with it?
Yeah, because the way the movie left off, it's very confident in itself, and that's what I kept saying last night, was that to end off the way it did, one of the ballsy things that I liked was that the main orc, Duratan, actually dies in the movie. And I like when the good guys don't always win. You know what I mean?
And it's not,
it adds stakes.
And it's not Superman died. He's
dead. Exactly.
He's not coming back.
He's done. But that, and then the other ballsy thing was the way that they ended this movie was, oh, we're gonna have a saga of this, and I think they're counting their chickens before they hatch. I'm sure it'll make the money it needs to get a sequel, but I don't see it getting any better.
Yeah.
My biggest problem, in summary, with the movie is that when you're adapting something from, whether it be screen or a video game or a book or something, it doesn't matter. The goal as a movie maker is not to have it be the greatest exact word for word as the source material. It's to make a great movie, and I feel like they spent more time trying to make it for Warcraft fans that they forgot to make a good film, and they didn't take the liberties that they needed to, and it shows. So
I see that. I see that. But I mean, if you're gonna make it for a big fan base, you probably could do it with Warcraft, because I mean, everyone played it.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
And I will say, we had maybe 6 other people in the theater with us.
Yeah.
And they all liked it. You could tell, there was some banter between everybody. You could tell they were all, players of the game, or past or present players of the game. And they, walked out with the biggest smiles on their face. And they asked me, how do you like it? And I kind of gave a look. He's like, it was really good, right? And I was thrown off by that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, what do I say? I don't want to ruin this guy's high. So I think, seeing it, this is kind of definitely a movie. It depends on what eyes you see. To the normal person, if you don't play Warcraft, definitely wait for this to come out. And even if you don't see it when it comes out, you're not losing out much.
Watch it on Netflix.
Yeah. But if you are a fan, I'm not prepared to say don't see it, because the fan reaction was pretty high. So
let's just give our quick scores. Out of 5, I'm probably gonna give this movie a 2.6 out of 5. Like, I mean, it was entertaining. It wasn't the worst way to spend 2 hours, but the story wasn't the focus, and the casting just threw me off. So it's not gonna become one of my most liked movies of the summer. So
yeah, I'm going to give it like a 2.8. And the only reason why I'm going a little higher is because of what kind of movie it is. It's by itself, it's probably more like a 2.
Yeah.
Like a straight fail. But as far as video game movies go, I feel like it's on the top half of it.
Yeah.
And that's not saying much.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah,
so.
It's good in that regards. But, what are you going to do?
All right, so let's go on to our Film Feud section. So we're going to feud. The topic we chose today was...
does this make you excited for upcoming movies that are being adapted upcoming movies being adapted from video games? Like the most recent one that's going to come out is Assassin's Creed. Another game that I haven't played, but you did.
Yeah.
You're excited about that.
Yeah.
So what are your views? Actually, we haven't talked about this, so I'm not sure if it's going to be a feud, but what are your views?
No, my views are, I think this movie makes me think that they are starting to see the trend that is happening with comic book movies at the time, where, like, if you put care and you actually don't put crap out, people will come see your movie and they will become fans. You know what I mean? Like, you treat the source material right, then you will get your return.
Well, what example do you have of that?
This movie?
No, you're saying that, maybe I misunderstood you, but you're saying that, if they make it right, obviously it'll be okay, but are you referring to another video game movie?
No. I'm saying that they're starting to take pages out of Marvel.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, Iron Man was the first time that they're like, okay, we're going to make a good movie. And they're starting to try that. So I think it's a good sign for the adaptation, because there's a lot of good video game stories. And, like, Assassin's Creed is probably one of the best ones to start out with, just because it's already so cinematic.
Wow, you're comparing Assassin's Creed to Iron Man?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think it could.
That is high.
It could be the Iron Man for video game movies.
I actually never thought about that. I kind of like what you just said. That maybe we are in that stage where comic book movies were back when it was
after Batman Forever.
Yeah, the dark years. So maybe we're in that time, and we'll start to get a little better, production value, writing, and things like that. So this makes you excited?
Yeah. I think it bodes well for Assassin's Creed, because, well, the first trailer already hooked me. This does
look cool.
And then after Assassin's Creed, hopefully we start hearing more news, and because this one's making money, and I'm sure Assassin's Creed will make its money. Then you can start hearing more whispers of, oh, we're adapting Uncharted, and you'll hear them move forward with that Splinter Cell movie that they have with Tom Hardy, which I'm very excited for. So
I don't know. If they came out and said they were going to make an Uncharted film, probably the film I want to be Uncharted or God of War, the two video games that I love that I feel like they could get made into movies right now. I don't know. I'm nervous about it because they've messed up. Because this was such a good game. I mean, I know about it, and it was so popular, and they messed it up so bad that I don't know if they're ready for like big games that I really like to be made into movies. I don't know what the holdup is.
Yeah.
I don't know why it is, but I've been disappointed so many times with these type of movies that I have no desire for them to be made. I was kind of excited about Assassin's Creed, but now I'm just worried about it. And there's no reason why. They have no correlation. But I've been hurt too much. I've been hurt too much by
it's kind of like what have you done for me lately? That's always how it is with movies. So like, I mean, if the last time you went to see a comic book movie, I mean a superhero movie, a superhero movie, and it was Batman Forever, you're not gonna think that Civil War is gonna be as good as it is. You know what I mean? So like, but if the last superhero movie you saw was the Avengers, you're like, oh man, these are really good. So it's kind of like that. But I think once we start seeing better comic book movies, it'll start to change the conversation into like, what can we wait for?
I will say this, that I feel like for the first time that technology has caught up to video games as far as what can be put on the big screen. I feel like, you go back and watch, I mean, I know it was a while ago, but Mortal Kombat, the Street Fighters, and some of the other big movies based off of video games, there was a lot wrong with them, but, probably one of the biggest things is, shining a light when you do a Hadouken takes you out of it. So the actual, I mean, the way it looked, I guess that was one of the only good things is that it looked very good.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me excited. At least they have that part down. And now we just got to get maybe a good writer, again, someone like you said that can stay true to the source material, but kind of adapt it in a way where it works for a wider audience. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this one we're gonna try to keep it a little bit short. We weren't high on it,
Yeah, so I mean, if you're a fan, go see it in summation. If not, you can wait for it on HBO and be just fine. So as always, we are at Film Feud. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Film Feud Guys. You can follow my buddy Marcus at
Marcus F. Nartatez, Twitter.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Great Rambino. So as always,
let us know what you think about the movie. I'm really interested about the fans of the video game. So
yeah. So like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And until next time, in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Thank you.